Good morning. Good morning and happy Tuesday. It is. So, some of you may have noticed that I split the screen before doing the fireworks. So, no fireworks today, no fireworks yesterday. I tested myself to see if I got the skills yet. I think I got the skills. So, let me introduce myself really quickly because I got a lot, got a lot I want to talk about. So, first of all, I'm in studio like X of this point of of Fee King's house, and there's a spinning fan up there, and just so you know where you are. All right, check. All right, now now we don't want to go. Let's talk about. Let's talk about. I'm gonna introduce myself first. I'm gonna introduce myself, and then I'm gonna get to what I really want to talk about. Hey, hey, I'm Sacred Rights. I am the host of the Be Your Own Hero show. That's what this is. Hero show. HERO is an acronym. It means helping everyone reaps optimism. And I got the diamond leaning up there, the diamond leaning up there for my own personal reasons. But if you've been watching the show, you already know what those personal reasons are. All right, so I gotta tell you, I don't think I can wait any longer. I gotta tell you something. Well, okay, let me finish. Let me finish what I'm supposed to say. All right. So check this show out Monday through Friday, 9:45 a.m. Eastern time. That's Eastern time. And shout out to New Thought Media Network for giving me the opportunity to do this, to work at this show while being a a um, a recipient of someone who's going through a stroke, right? Because I'm sure there are lots of stations out there in the world that'll be like, "Nah, man, just come back when you get yourself all together." But New Thought Media Network is letting me do this while I'm getting used to, while I'm getting over having a stroke. So shout out to New Thought Media Network. True that. And all right, so click the quick disclaimer. I am not a personal trainer, nor am I a personal. I said physical disclaimer. Like I'm not a personal trainer. I'm not a financial advisor either. So do what I do. If anything I do sparks you to something else, please go research it. Please go research it. Please think of me as the beginning to this thing. Okay, now that I've done that, I got to get back to what I want to talk about. I want to talk to what I want to talk about. Listen, I was screaming in here in this house a couple seconds ago. I was screaming in here. Vicky came running and said, What's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And I was like, my label, my label, my label is broken. Man, my label is broken. Like you saw it on social media. If you follow me on social media, you saw that I posted a picture of it, and it's now just completely white, and all the discouraging, all the damaging information, all the information is just over here. I don't know. It just really shook me up. It just really shook me up. It really did. It really did. And I think it's because I use this. I don't think I've ever told you all this, but I use this. So when I'm out there in the world and something happens that's difficult for me, I will always pull out my wristband and show the person who I'm dealing with, hey, check out my wristband. So whatever that is, whether that's TSA at the airport, whatever that is, I will pull this out, be like, hey man, sorry, here. Right? Just here. Just letting the person know that I'm not where I'm supposed to be because I've got this scar, this no, not scar, but this bandage of me doing the effort, of making the effort. And that has worked. And that has worked. But now it's gone. Now it's gone. I still got the white band and the yellow band, but it's not the same without the mask, without the the thing, the thing that makes me feel. I don't know. It made me feel. I don't know, bulletproof in some way. Yeah. Yeah, it made me feel bulletproof in some way. Like if anything got rough, at any time I could just pull out my wristband and be like, hey, here, check this out. And then I would make everything smooth. And it did. It made things smooth all the time. All the time. And people would see this and they'd be like, oh, okay, yeah. So what do you need? And so doing life without this is gonna be difficult for me. Big doings, big doings. That said, you've noticed that I've changed. I've made some changes today. Because of that, I've made some changes. I did not roll with the fireworks today. I tried to do something different in terms of notes, in terms of you know my drafting my notes to help me better. So like I'm trying because this thing has been my sword and shield for all these months, and it's been July 14th. Oh, I got the date right this time. July 14th since I fell asleep and woke up with this on my ankle, on my wrist. And for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, I am the recipient of a stroke. I had a stroke February 14th. See, I just lost the date. The the 14th of ah man 7 July 14th. July 14th. So anyway, this has been my cover since then, and now adios. Adios. Okay, so anyway, I just had to get that off my chest. It just happened seconds before I started the show, and I was like, right. But anyway, I will move on. I'll move on. All right. So good morning from the mountains of Colorado. Good morning, Tim, to Sekou, and everyone. I thank you for giving a shout out to everyone. And Linda, maybe it's time for you to make your own. Oh yeah, yeah, Linda. You don't know how many times I've started on making my own medical alert bracelet. You don't know how many times I've started. And so let me just come on out. Let me just come on out. So what's happening, Linda, is my dexterity is not what it used to be for making bracelets. Now let me be clear though. I have been able to make bracelets for one of my therapists, one of my physical therapists. I was able to make one for her and for her daughter, and they were really excited about it. And I was really excited that I found that I had that much dexterity, and I should be making bracelets all the time. And yes, I've been thinking about how to turn this into something that really serves me. It really serves me, and there will be more for me. It'll be more for me then, like less for showing other people who are out there, like, hey, I need help. No, it'll be for me. All right. So anyway, sorry, sorry, Linda, you got me sparked up. All right. So anyway, so let's see what else do we want to talk about. Let's talk about money. Let's talk about why we all came here today. Let's talk about money, and let's take it from there. Okay. So guess what I got? Boom. Boom. I got the dice. I got the dice. Now, I got to talk a little bit about this too, because so many people got involved. So many people got involved. Fee was like, hey, where's your dice? Where is it? And she went and found the dice and moved the dice to a prominent more position, and then moved it to another even more prominent position and left it there where I see it this morning. I started thinking, do I really need that much help? No, I do not need that much help to keep track of this blue die. And so what occurred to me is that I've been waffling. I've been waffling on this dice because it's uh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That's bottom line. I don't want to do it. I've been avoiding the dice because I didn't want to do it because I've been scared. I've been scared, y'all. I've been scared because as I keep telling you, and I make it sound joyful and happy here on the show, but let me tell you, when I'm not on the show, woo! So because I keep saying there's zero money coming in. Zero money coming in. Now, I am blessed with the opportunity to provide money for other people. That's how I was able to give $15,000 to Transformation Life Center, right? And I was able to do that. And that makes me feel abundant. It makes me feel powerful. It makes me feel like unweighted in terms of my finances. But, sometimes when I'm not doing that, I'm recognizing that I've got bills now. I've got lots and lots and lots of bills that have materialized out of nowhere, and there's no income, even though there's all these new outcomes. And so I haven't wanted to do dice. I didn't want to do it. That's why I just conveniently forgot it every day. So this is for real now. This is for real now. I'm going to roll the dice, and I'm going to do the dice, and I'm going to believe in the faith of it. The faith of it. So come on, die. Let's go. Yeah. Mm. Woo! Oh, six. Six. Okay, Lord. Okay, Lord. Me and you. Me and you. Me and you. That is your number. Six. Six. Six is your number. You're gonna take $6 out of your wherever you have it, wherever your main point is, and then move it to someplace else. Oh, which reminds me, it would be great if you could join Acorns. Acorns, is that the name of my app? I want to make sure I get it right this time because I didn't get it right last time. And yes, Acorns. Acorns. And hopefully that will be a benefit to me. That 4 people will sign up for it. It will bring a kickback to me. But I haven't been able to figure out how the 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 the, the section works out. The section work out the lets you join the app directly to me. So that's why I didn't post it to my site. So those of you who went to my site and didn't see it, I couldn't figure it out. I tried last night. I couldn't figure it out. So I'm gonna try again today, and hopefully that'll work. But regardless, let me say what we're doing. So because you are moving the money because you are moving the dice, this is your reminder that if you only spend, you'll stay poor. All right. If you only spend, you'll stay poor. If you only save, you'll stay middle class. If you want to get wealthy, you must invest. Right. And I'm saying it slow every time because I keep hoping there's someone else that's being caught up by these words. Right. Because I learned recently that someone who'd been watching the show from the beginning, had only really just begun to hear these words. So if you spend, you'll stay poor. If you save, you'll stay middle class. But if you want to get wealthy, you must invest. Your money must be working for you while you sleep. All right. All right. So that said, I wanted to circle back to Acorns. So Acorns, you guys gave me a lot of feedback on Acorns, and so let me talk about Acorns for a sec. So Acorns is a oh, look at Rev Melissa. See, I was praying for $6. Woo! Rev Mel. All right. Well, you got your wish. And I'm gonna stick with it. All right. So, and now I've lost my train of thought. So, in terms of the app Acorns, what it is it's set up to reinvest your differences between whatever you pay for something and the full dollar amount. So the example I gave yesterday was $1.99. Like if you go somewhere, you spend somewhere, you use your credit card, you spend $1.99 somewhere, doesn't matter where it is, it will be reading that and it will say, all right, he spent $1.99. Let's take the difference between $1.99 and a full dollar and invest it. So it'll take that one penny and it'll drop it into an investment. Now I've got to tell you, it works. It works so well. It works surprisingly well. And I thought about when I first got it, I was a little scared. And I was like, oh. And this was years ago, years ago. But I was scared that it wasn't going to, or that it was going to take out money that I needed. And I'd be like, oh, I need that money. No, as long as it's invisible, it can't hurt you. And then when you check your balance, you're like, wow, I saved that much. So get acorns for that amount, for that reason. For that reason, get acorns, right? Now, once you have it, you'll find other ways to invest. And if you're like me, who's my bank? My bank is Capital One, Capital One 360. Capital One used to work with acorns. Now they don't for some reason. I don't understand the reason why, but I had to change my disproportionate amount. I don't know if that was a word or not. We'll just say it's a word. So what I did was I set it up to automatically be kicking money from my checking account over into acorns. And I forgot about it. I really did. I forgot about it. And I am so glad now that I am able to see that that has worked. Now, what I did was I looked at about how much I was spending per week, per month, in terms of it reinvesting the change. And I saw I was spending around $50 or so in various things that I was spending for. So in other words, it would take about $50 per month based on my swipage, right? And so I just estimated to take out $50 per month without me seeing it. Without me seeing it, without you seeing it, like that is a big thing without you seeing it. So that has been going well. So I encourage you, all of you, to sign up for Acorns. I would love to figure out how you can get it to me through my link so that I can get the $1,000. But I haven't figured it out yet, and I don't want you to miss out. Get Acorns. Get Acorns. Get Acorns. So I will be dropping that in. All right. All right. So now we got that out the way. I wanted to talk about Dice Man. Oh, sorry, Dice Man. What am I talking about? I'm Dice Man. Dice Man with my six-figure dice. I'm Dice Man. So who I wanted to talk to you about was Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey. All right, there we go. Dave Ramsey, The Complete Guide to Money. Now I'm showing you this because I got it on my Kindle app, and because I pretty much keep all my books on the Kindle app. Because anywhere you go, as long as your phone is charged, you got access to books. Like anytime you end up waiting for something, you didn't expect to be waiting for something, you can pull it out and start reading. All right. So anyway, I wanted to share with you. I know I said I was going to do it in order. The seven wealth saving tips. But I started reading this book, and there's some stuff in here. So I gotta tell you, how much time? All right, I got enough time. So the book starts with him in the shower in the room. The bathroom is so hot, it's almost burning his face. The shower is so hot, it's almost burning his face. Now that's not the impression that we get of Mr. Ramsey at all, ever. We always see him on top of everything. To know that he was at a low place is shocking to me. And I've been studying him for however long I've been studying him now. But that really surprised me. Turns out he had been doing well in real estate for years, and his wife had 4 million. So 4 million. Yes, a $4 million portfolio. He had to develop a $4 million portfolio in his 20s, and he was crying because all of it had vanished. All of it had vanished. It turned into debt on him. It's completely the other thing. So that's a really sobering image to think of this guy who we're taking advice from as being at the other end of the spectrum, because it goes to what we've said before, that it takes effort to succeed. It takes failure to succeed. You've got to fail a few times. You got to fail a few times, and then that will lead you to a path ultimately that will lead you to success. So that's a great lesson for me. All right. So that's it. I hope that resonated with someone. Okay. Let's see. All right. I talked about that a little bit. All right. So, all right. I want to read you this. Gallup did a survey in the decade leading up to 2008. So sometimes what's my word? What's my word? The aphasia, the the language disorder that affects a person's ability to communicate. Sometimes it sparks up in terms of my speaking, in terms of my reading, which I feel like is about 50 to 60% now. So just bear with me. All right. Gallup did a survey in the decade leading up to 2008 crisis and found that only 32% now, only 32% would be able to cover a $5,000 emergency without borrowing money. 32% would be unable to cover a 5,000 emergency without borrowing money. In most cases, 7 out of 10 respondents to this survey said they'd be charging up credit cards, taking out loans, or hitting up mom and dad for the money. Hitting up mom and dad for the money. You know, that hurt me. That hurt me, because how often do we, at a later age, expect our parents to have our back? You know, and just $5,000, like you got to be able to do it. You got to be able to do it. So anyway, all right. So this leads us into the first baby step. How am I doing on time? All right, doing good. So baby step number one is put $1,000 into your emergency fund. Now this is bar everyone, bar no one. Everybody should have $1,000 in their savings account, their emergency fund. This is your first priority, and you've got to do it fast, today, right now. Most people can come up with $1,000 in a month if they make it a priority. Most people can come up with $1,000 in a month if they make it a priority. All right. So we've all got the money. And I think that was part of my point previously. Like, it's not so difficult to get the money, it's about maintaining the money. But that's when I read this morning. Oh, it's really it's really hurt me. Listen to this. In the grand scheme of life, $1,000 is not a lot of money, but this is often the hardest baby step for most people, for one reason: it requires a change. It requires a change. Am I willing to sacrifice to win? Am I willing to sacrifice to win? Because again, it's not that difficult to acquire $1,000. But once you've done it, can you continue to do it? Can you maintain that $1,000? Can you not spend $1,000 on a flat screen TV, on a new sofa, on something that you've decided you want to make an emergency? No, it's for functional emergencies, things that unexpectedly happen in your life, right? And I think I'm gonna end with this quote, which I think is funny. He says, We don't always like change, do we? Sometimes we're like a baby singing in a poopy diaper. We think, sure, it stinks, but it's warm and it's mine. We get defensive of our mess even if it is not working. Even if our mess is not working. So let me read the rest of this page. Yeah. Yeah. So when you realize that you're the problem, that's when you got to really examine what you're going to do. Like, because when you realize that you're part of the problem, that your inability to capture that $1,000, if you're unable to capture it, number one, and keep refilling that pot. So say it's $1,000. That's number two. Like, you've got to confront the the your was my word, aphasia got me. But I was saying that I'm trying this again, that that when you aphasia. I need like a little dragon or something that'll pop up when the aphasia comes and grabs my thoughts. Because that's what it feels like. I feel like a dragon comes through and grabs my thoughts and goes running off with them. Man. All right, one more time. All right, so aphasia, not aphasia, but $1,000 is where you need to save your money, but also where you need to be strong enough to reassert the money, to make the money stay $1,000. I told y'all yesterday that I borrowed, I paid off an emergency out of that account. My mom's battery died. But after I paid the $100, I don't remember paying myself back. And you've got to be quick about paying it back. You've got to be quick about paying back, because what you're saying is the way that I have been doing it has been false. Ooh, there we go. The way that I have been doing it has been false, right? And so you've got to believe that working for it in a different way, working with money in a different way, will lead to different results. Okay. All right. Me against aphasia. I pulled out a win. All right, folks. So I want to end with a couple of things. Hero news. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. I can say it easily here because I have it written down. Those of you that saw my interview with Fee King saw both of us struggling because I didn't have it written down. So I'm writing it here, and I'm trying to chain link it into my mind. So pain is inevitable, but optional. See, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Okay, now there's a couple of things I wanted to talk about. Oh man, I'm out of time. All right, well, let me just say shout out to Miss P. That's what I call her. She's Persephone. And she, unbeknownst to me, I just found this out. She just told me that she and her friend went out and walked on my marathon day. What? She and her friend got the timing right, and we're out there walking in support of me in my marathon race. Oh, that is so amazing to me. And I wanted it to happen, but I didn't know how to make it happen. And I was like, oh, forget, I got too many things to worry about. But the fact that happened, that there were people out here in the world who are able to lift me up. Oh, that's so amazing. That's so amazing. All right, so my time is up. I gotta cut. I might come back to that. Because that really moved me a lot. And I hope you all got something out of today's chat, because, I mean, Mr. Dave Ramsey has been through it. And he's letting us learn from his mistakes. All right, so let me cut this off before I get cut off. All right, later.